Hey you! So, I have some news. Thundercats is coming back. Now, if you don't know, I am a huge Thundercats fan. I have absolutely loved Thundercats since day one that I could remember watching it when I was little. And I have just absolutely adored the show. Also, I really didn't mind the 2011 reboot that we got. Not many people did like it. The only thing that I wanted them to change was the very beginning, where they could have had the voice of Lion-O, Larry Kenney, to actually say, I was Lion-O back in the day, and now you are Lion-O, when he was Claudus. Or I would have loved for him to play Jargo. I can't remember if Jargo was in that one. Either way, so now we have a brand new reboot that's coming out next year, and I really don't know what to say. Well, this is unscripted, by the way. My thoughts on this is I just posted on Facebook about how I can see the reason why they've done this, the reason why they're doing things, but it's what the video was that really got to me, and I'm giving my criticism on this one. First off the bat, I really don't like the characters, the character design, should I say. Looking at this is just, literally, it's on my phone. Just the way that I saw this pop up on Facebook, just to me felt very, I don't know the TV show very well. It reminds me of OK KO, Let's Be Heroes, and as I am not a big fan of that sort of animation, as well as it kind of goes into Gumball type of animation, and again, I'm not really into it. I don't really watch a lot of modern day cartoons. I think with OK KO, Let's Be Heroes, I think the only episode I watched is when they redid the kind of Captain Planet episode, which I thought was really funny. But the way that I see that sort of animation, to me, is very, very lazy. It doesn't look like it's properly drawn, and it also kind of reminds me back of the day. If you're in the UK, you would probably have known of Penny Crayon. I kind of see it like that sort of style of animation, or that way that the art is drawn. So I decided to check out the Warner Brothers type video where you have the director, and I'm gonna literally talk about it again in this video, my kind of thoughts on it. So yeah, buckle in, kids. It's about to get wild.
Hey there, everyone. My name's Lion-O, and I'm the star of a new show called Thundercats Roar. Wait, you don't know what a Thundercat is? Well, let's start small. I'm a Thundercat, and this is my magic slicing stick, Sword of Omens. Give me sight beyond sight.
So just then, just the way that this is my magical slicing stick, the Sword of Omens. And it's like, this is a brand new show. I can understand you calling it a brand new show. You know, Thundercats Roar. Fair enough. I understand it. Technically, it is a new show. But it's like, you don't know what a Thundercat is? It's like, yeah, not many kids are gonna know what a Thundercat is, because it was like in the 80s as well as early 90s. But this is all done by Warner Brothers Animation. So let's continue.
I grew up watching Thundercats.
So first of all, straight off bat, I think his name's Victor. Yeah, his name is Victor Courtwright, and he is the producer of Thundercats Roar. Straight off the bat, you can see there is a ton of Thundercat merchandise, and the video kind of slowly is now going to pan into shots of Thundercat merchandise. You know, obviously, you can imagine if it was something else, but his first line is that he grew up watching the show. Fair enough, you grew up watching it, that's cool. So you are a huge fan, as you say. That's not my point. My point is going to get into it in a minute.
My brothers were super into it. I watched a bunch of it when I was a kid and sort of stuck with me for a long time. I think that the world that they built lends itself really well to comedy because of how silly and crazy and outlandish some of those ideas are and some of those.
So straight there, sorry to interrupt you, Victor, it's a video, but he says like the way of the comedy in Thundercats. Now, yes, there was a little bit of comedy. I won't disagree with that, but the whole premise to Thundercats to me was that it built up like moral values. You know, it taught you to be good. You know, obviously you had the bad guys, you had the mutants, and they were going to come in and they were going to try and defeat the Thundercats and take over Third Earth, but especially with Mumra. But it was always that same sort of premise. It was, let's get the Sword of Omens, let's defeat the Thundercats, let's make sure that they are defeated so that we can rule this Earth, etc, etc. But the ways, like, it feels like Victor has turned around now and gone, actually, you know, it's Thundercats Roar is what I'm now saying has got the comedy value. It's like, but Thundercats? Like, okay, but let's continue.
And crazy and outlandish some of those ideas are and some of those settings are. But at the same time, like, it wouldn't be Thundercats if it didn't have super cool action elements, because that's what people came back to, is very much something that we want to lean on. So with the new show, we're not walking away from the action in any bit. Every step we take towards comedy, we take 2 more towards really cool action scenes and explosions and laser effects. When I eventually started learning how to animate, I looked at Thundercats, like especially the opening sequence, all the freaking time for reference. The original Thundercats intro is animation history gold. It's a challenge by the original show. If you're gonna do it,
this is something that you see at the very end of the video. It's like, oh hey, look, you know, the intro is iconic, and it is one of the most beautifully made things I've ever seen in my life, and I'm gonna always think that to the day that I pass. But when you see the intro at the end, if this is in fact the intro, it looks nothing like the original. Now I know you've got to try and take inspiration to create something different, fair enough, I understand that. But when you say, and I think he says it in the video, I've tried to recreate this, you haven't, but let's continue.
By the original show, if you're gonna do a new Thundercats, you better make the intro good. It's gotta be exceptionally good. The concept of the intro is the entire backstory of the Thundercats, all the way from the explosion of Thundera to their chase through space, to their crash landing on Third Earth, to being attacked by Mumra and the mutants and building Cat's lair. All these elements are there in this one big, crazy, sweeping camera move. Everything was driven by music. I basically scoured my music library for anything that felt like the right kind of energy as soon as I got.
So he's just said that he scoured his music library to find something that was high energy for Thundercats, you know, to kind of like give him that inspiration. Why, if you're working for Warner Brothers Animation, why didn't you ask someone to create music? You know, maybe put in your own thoughts, not go, oh yeah, well I see that the YouTube library has got this music, oh, you know, let's do that, you know, let's use that. Me personally, I would have got someone to write it for me, you know, and gone, let's look at the original music that was given to us, and let's try and make something better or amazing. So let's continue.
This song, Thunder Neko by Shinsei Kamate-chan. It was impossible to break away from that. There was nothing that could compete with the energy that this song has. This show is all about praise and love of the original. So, as a fan...
Praise and love for the original. If that was the case, then you would have redesigned the intro to fit something that you've said that, you know, you want to praise it, that you want to do it justice. No. When I saw this just made me think, oh, it's one of those other TV shows that no one's really going to pay attention to, and your target audience. I know you're not going to go for all fans, so I know if people can put this in the comments, I understand that not everybody is going to watch this. It's not to appeal to the older fans. It's meant to get new fans in. I understand that, but still, yeah, you kind of think that if you say you're a fan, in the next like few seconds, he's going to say, "I'm such a big fan," and if you're such a big fan, then you would have, I want to say that you would treat this with more respect and not turn it into a mockery from what I have seen so far. But I kind of think that you would have either not have kept it to the original way, but you would have made it look a lot different than what it is now. But come on, let's continue.
And I'll say that this is the Thundercats show that I want, so hopefully you do too.
So he said, this is the thing, right? Same thing, and I hate to bring this up, same thing with Dragon Ball Evolution and the Power Rangers, the movie in 2017. You've just said that this is something that you want to make, that you want to bring out. You know, it's not to all fans. Some people may absolutely hate this, and some people may love it. Fine, if you love it, cool. If you hate it, cool. But you kind of think that you would have done a test run. You would have gone on to the message boards or the Facebook pages, or you would have put out stuff like this as you're doing now. But rather than animating it straight away, of like, said, this is what the characters look like, any feedback, etc., because I'm going to give my feedback in a minute over all of this. So to me, I just feel like you didn't make this. Either the people at Warner Brothers have gone, do you know what? We had a really good time with Teen Titans Go, which over time is okay and it gets funnier. And I think that you've seen OK KO Let's Be Heroes and gone, oh, I kind of like that, as well as looking at Gumball, maybe Adventure Time, because when I see this, I do actually see some Adventure Time style of animation in this. So I think the people at Warner Bros. Gone, yeah, let's do this with one of our franchises, we need to bring it back, blah, blah, blah. This is what you're going to do. And I think you've just gone, yeah, cool, because I need to make something. Yeah, I want to take one of the most classic cartoons in all of history, put it under my belt, and make it look like crap. So let's continue.
Wow, that was fun! Who knew making animation was so complicated? Now, what do you say we watch a little video clip? Actually, I don't have any idea what this thing is. Let's see if it works like this! Yep, guess it does.
Yeah.
It pains me so much because when that intro does not even resemble anything. Like, out of all the intro, the stuff that I remember that is more what is the Thundercats, ho! You know, the signal that hit the sword, or the light hits the sword, and that's when Lion-O does the call. That is iconic. You know, then the other Thundercats. This, breaking it down, looks to me like something's happened. They've flown off. The planet has exploded, or it looks like a roller coaster. And then it's like everyone's like, "Whoa, hey, whoa, this is crazy!" You know, whoa, craziness! Look at that! Whoa, Panthro, crazy! Chitara's crazy! And then it hits Third Earth. It falls down, and it's all like Mumra's like, "Well, guess what? I know they're here." Like in the series, like you built this up. Oh. And then all of a sudden, it's just like everyone's having fun. And then there's nothing of the Thundercats. Oh, that would have been okay at the end. But it's just like Lion's like, "Hey, Mumra, you're a reflection. That defeats you. You don't like it." Oh, so angry. Even looking back at some of these images in the video of when Lion-O's got hearts, you know, and obviously it's this whole comedy element. Like when you look at these designs, I'm going over them. I can understand if you're doing this show and you had a little bit more kind of seriousness. Like, obviously, you got Panthro with his nunchucks, and he's building something, and the cat's got a tongue. You kind of think, okay, I understand things are going to change. And then all of a sudden, like, when you're looking at, like, this poster that you've got, like, Lino on top. So you've got, like, Vulture Man, and I'm guessing that's Wile E. Kit chewing on him with, like, this horrible, like, starey look. And then you've got all the other kind of characters, like, fighting the mutant. And just... intro isn't good. Oh, when he says you've got to make the intro good. It's like, it's not good at all. Like, the original didn't even really tell you much of a story whatsoever. This one is just, oh, look how much mess we can put in possibly maybe like 20 seconds. Everyone in that board meeting that you're having, you know, it's like we don't know what's going on. Like, just smile and nod because the cameras are here. Just like looking at some of these things, like Tiger's there with Bill in his hand because, you know, they've occasionally got a bill for the Thundercats lair. Panthro doing his, like, oh, he's got machines. But even the cat's lair, fair enough. It looks really bad, I'm not gonna lie. When they're all inside Cat's lair, like the main base, like, the only thing that is going to look normal is the logo, which is on the door. The rest of it most of it looks like Adventure Time, but it really looks like OKKO Let's Be Heroes. And it just doesn't kind of... I'm normally okay with projects like this being amazing, like something new to bring more fans into, but I have also got to think on, like, how the older fans that have supported the brand, that have, you know, kept it alive all these years, and this just feels really kind of just no. I have to lean against the wall because I'm just kind of more angry that this is like, I know other brands, like, can you imagine if this was He-Man? Like, this would again be uproar of like, oh my god, you touched He-Man like this and it's completely changed. I know ages ago people were really kind of upset with She-Ra and how one cell of animation and, like, most fans lost their mind, and I was like, just give it a chance. And do you know what, I'm gonna give Thundercat, I'm gonna watch like the first maybe 5 episodes when it comes on, but I really want to say that Victor, he says he's a fan, and he may be, you know. I just kind of think that they've made him say that. Warner Bros. Animation is like, do you want, Victor, you've got to say you're a fan. If you don't, then, you know, they're not going to believe you. A fan leading a fan project. You know, it's the same sort of thing. He says in the very beginning, like, oh, I watched a few episodes, or I was called in at a young age, and it's just like, okay, like, I wouldn't have minded if they had brought out the continuation from 2011, or if this was a whole new thing that felt more of like kind of an adult-ish show, but still had the like kind of funniness, like maybe a bit like Adventure Time, as in it's made for kids, but it has good, like, decent writing and morals and stories behind it. But I don't know, I'm going to ramble, and I don't want this video to go on for such a long time, but to me, I'm not happy with this. I just think that from looking at it from a fan point of view, as well as a outsider as well, I think that I'm not happy with it. I think that Warner Brothers have just gone, do you know what, we have to really kind of make something. Maybe they're under the same license of, if we don't have anything produced by a certain time, then the rights go back to the original holder, or something like that. I just feel like they were like, do you know what, Teen Titans Go was funny, you know, that's like picking up. I wouldn't have minded that animation for that. If you were gonna do Thundercats Roar, I would have just made it to the Teen Titans Go animation style. I would have been happy with that. This just feels like, probably the best way I can describe this is it feels like they're taking cats from the internet and going like, lol, everybody likes funny cats and what they're gonna do. Like, I genuinely imagine how that's what they thought, and it could be amazing. It could be a masterpiece. But for now, from what we've seen and what Victor has said, I'm not on board. I just don't know why they decided to do it. If it is that whole rights thing, but oh my god, no! I'm so disappointed, and I just, that's what I want to say. So Rangers, what do you think about this? Did you watch Thundercats when you were younger? Did you like it? Do you think this is just a mockery? Do you also think that this is just the same sort of animation style from OKKO Let's Be Heroes, and that is this at the moment? This is what the trend is for animation, or do you think that this is something completely just let me know down below in the comments. And if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and consider subscribing. Check out all the other videos on the channel, and if you want to help out the channel on Patreon, links in the description down below. I'm just so, no, just no.